Hey everyone, welcome to Kernels, where we discuss short films. Today's short film is Bottle Rocket, the short film from 1993, directed and written by Wes Anderson. This is not to
Yeah.
be confused with the full feature-length film. This was the kernel, if you want to call it that, the kernel for that feature film.
I guess it makes sense with the theme of Kernel as like what we kind of like initially thought about what the series Kernel would be, where like short films that could possibly turn into a full feature length film.
Hmm.
And Wes Anderson became Wes Anderson because he ended up making a movie called Bottle Rocket, and then he
Yeah,
goes on to make all the other random stuff that he makes and stuff. So it did actually pan out, right? Like it was
yeah,
a kernel that turned into something bigger.
yeah, and then blossomed into his career. And you can
Yeah,
see some pieces of what he then grows into his style.
definitely.
Like I have like the tracking shots, and even the tracking shots when they were like walking down the street, they were like they weren't perfectly asymmetrical like his shots now, but you can see that both characters are kind of centered. Or you can kind of draw a center line down in between the two as they're walking down the street.
They're like perfect. Like, yeah, I think his like style
They're
now
like
is that
balanced.
he looks at like every like hot like spacing where the
Hmm.
characters are in the sequence and stuff, and like his framing is almost like to the T,
Yeah.
where you can tell he's like very particular as to like where a character is in the time of the frame. I think I saw it more in the asymmetrical as to what you're saying, and then also like
Hmm.
sort of like the way his style kind of goes was the diner scene where they're both sitting there, and it's like a
Mm.
basically like a front shot of them. Like it was very well framed. It's like it's just them two, and then it
Yeah.
did cut to like the waitress and
Third
stuff,
character.
but it's them just kind of sitting there and having a conversation.
That's true.
And so that definitely reminded me more of like Wes Anderson. But the tracking shots of them like walking down, that kind of like went
Hmm.
100% of like now I
What he
think
does now.
he does like a whole movie. I
Yeah.
think I wonder if he thinks about it. I could do a whole movie with the tracking shot, right?
Just tracking shots. Just follow the camera as the camera follows these people.
Yeah,
And it
right.
could be an hour and a half or 2 hours, and people would love it.
Yeah,
It's crazy though to watch this short and to see that it's not in color because all of his films are like very vibrant
super
colors.
vibrant.
But even the Bottle Rocket feature is in color, right?
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ask you. It's like I believe they made a good change. I think the black and white kind of like matches the subject matter of the story. Like it's almost like
Yeah.
burglary and everything. But like watching the short film, and then I watched Bottle Rocket, the feature length film, like a long
Hmm.
time ago, and I was like, I'm thinking like it's nice, like we like and enjoy black and white films
Yeah.
quite a bit, but I think it was a good choice to go color for, and then whatever he does now, where it's just like pastels and very
Yeah.
vibrant colors.
Yeah. I wonder if it was a cost thing or if that was the choice was to choose black and white for the short.
I wonder, yeah, like at the moment, and then also like just asking him, like, all right, like why did you change?
Mm-hmm.
And you've never done a black and white film.
Because there are moments in his films now that are in black and white, like high contrast black and white, which are beautiful. But
Mm-hmm.
a vast majority of what we see in his films are, yeah, like we said, vibrant pastel colors.
Yeah, so I would like to know his like thought process, and whether or
Yeah,
not it was someone like maybe a producer that was like, no, I'm not going to do a black and white. Like,
yeah.
was it his choice, or was like knowing that it's your first film? I'm assuming there's going to be some decisions that other people would be like, no,
Hmm.
like I know you're the director, but we're gonna kind of say something about this.
You have the idea, we have the money. We
Yeah,
gotta we
right.
gotta find
And
a balance in
nothing
this.
happens without our money.
Yeah, you're not making this without us. So
Yeah, right. I think watching watching Wes Anderson's like early stuff And granted, seeing this short film of a Bottle Rocket, and then when I first initially watched Bottle Rocket, the feature film,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you would totally think that like Wes Anderson is a totally different person from
Yeah.
these first things. But I think what I see the most is that his use of dialogue, where it's like you can tell he invests a lot of time in like in the writing of the dialogue, but then also how he directs the actors and actresses to convey the dialogue within
Yeah.
his movies. And I think you see it here with the short film. Naturally, they're just kind of like it's like just seems like two brothers
It's like
basically.
very conversational, and
Yeah.
it's difficult to pull that off.
Yeah, and I think that's why he kind of stuck with a lot of the people that he's like with for all of his
Yeah.
films, where it's like, hey, you know what I want and everything, and it's not very hard to like kind of guide you towards what I want now.
You understand what's in my head.
Right? We're
And
all
you
Wes
you and your
Anderson.
brother get along, so let's continue to work together.
Yeah, which is amazing. I was like, that's so cool to be like the Wilson brothers, and it's like, yeah, we're in this like short film with this dude called
Wes
Wes
Anderson.
Anderson.
Yeah. Do you think, like, I'm guessing the goal for all of them was to be where they're at now, but there's no way of predicting that. Like,
No.
there's plenty of people that make shorts, make films or whatever, YouTube videos that make them just for the fun of it, and they have the hopes of becoming a famous producer, director, cinematographer, whatever it may be. But to actually like create a short with your friends, put it out there, it get traction, and then now you have this blossoming career. Like, that's crazy. That's got to feel great. Like, okay, we started this together, and we're still doing it.
Yeah, and it's like almost kind of like who do you think the most? It's like, was it because of Wes Anderson who brought the idea to mind,
Yeah,
or also you have the Wilson brothers and the rest of it, the people that work with Wes Anderson that kind of bring his ideas to life, basically. So it's like they're one and the same, basically. Like he's able to bring these things to the actors and actresses, but then it's like the actors and actresses are pulling off the magic that he's like trying to like convey through his movies and stuff. So
yeah.
it's interesting as to like, yeah, those two or those three, Wes Anderson and the Wilson brothers, were probably like, yeah, we made this like quick 13-minute film, and then holy crap, they want to make
Our
a whole
lives
like they
changed.
want to make an hour and a half of this.
Yeah, our lives changed in an instant.
Yeah, right. Now, who do you recommend this to? Because it's like immediately you can think about like anybody that loves Wes Anderson, and I think
Mm.
and anybody that has probably like my first idea was like anybody that's seen Wes Anderson, current Wes Anderson, like his recent movies, and they're off the wall and be like, hey, like this is where he came from and stuff, and
Yeah,
he kind of had more traditional movies, but you see where his style comes from, and I think that's a good kind of play to kind of like, hey, watch this 13-minute film.
I think my response is similar to that. I think it's more so people interested in becoming directors or like going
Mm-hmm.
to film school watch as many shorts from prominent directors now to see where they came from, and then you can kind of watch as they progress in their careers. Like, you're not going to right off the bat have a feature film that's millions of dollars. You're going to start off with shorts, maybe multiple, maybe just one, and then you blossom
Well, you're not
into
Jordan
having a
Peele,
career.
basically.
Yeah, but even Jordan Peele had like Mad TV, he had
Yeah,
Key
he
and
did his own
Peele,
little
he had
things,
Keanu.
and yeah,
Like, he had progression before he had his own set of films, his own string of films. So I think that's who I would recommend it to. Someone interested in a film career, watching as many shorts from prominent directors now, because
mm-hmm.
most of them are on YouTube. Like you and I were talking about it before we got on. We found Bottle Rocket. We found a Paul Thomas Anderson short film, a Taika Waititi short film, all on YouTube. And we're gonna, in the upcoming weeks, we're gonna watch them. But yeah, I think that's a good kind of launching point for someone that's interested in a film career.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing to think that like YouTube is like the perfect medium to put a short film out for
Yeah,
free and to get a lot of eyes on it, basically. Like I wonder back then, like when Wes Anderson was trying to like promote this short film, like this came out, I think it said like 13 years ago. So like YouTube was
What was on
technically
YouTube? Yeah,
around.
but this came out in
So
'93.
93. Okay, so it was placed on YouTube. But I wonder like
Yeah,
what did short films look like when like what'd you do with them? Like you just send them out to people? Like did
I think so. I read most of Robert Rodriguez's book. I kind of forget the name. We may put the name in the description of this film, but in description of this video. But he made not Machete, not Desperado. It might have been Desperado. He made his first short film on like a stupid small budget. And I think he just shopped it around to producers and festivals to get it out there. Versus what you can do now is, yeah, you can do the festival route, but you can also just post on YouTube and post it on social media and get traction that way.
Yeah, you kind of get your like fan traction than more so than like, hey, can you buy this thing and make it
Yeah,
bigger? Where like
I
I
think
already
the word of
have
mouth is
people,
stronger.
yeah, I already have people wanting to see more of this. Like, here's what it looks like and stuff, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of nice and stuff. I would definitely like hate just kind of like I have a short film. Can I just project it onto that screen and show
yeah.
everybody?
There's a blank wall right there. I have a
Yeah,
projector. Can I
right.
project it there for like an hour? Are you okay with that?
But yeah, so I really enjoyed this. It's funny. Even Patty, when she like I was watching it during my lunch, and Patty walked down and she was like, "Whoa, this is Wes Anderson. This is like Wes Anderson." She was like, it's different, but then you can still tell. Like there's like little
Yeah.
tidbits of like Wes Anderson's kind of like feel and style of things. So it was very fun to watch and kind of like see it turn into a full feature film, like we've said.
So the Robert Rodriguez, it's an interesting book. It's called Rebel Without a Crew, or how a 23-year-old filmmaker with $7,000 became a Hollywood player.
Seven
It's a short
thousand
read.
dollars.
Yeah, short read.
Okay, I might have to read it myself actually.
Yeah.
So cool, yeah. So we'll link that book in the description since we brought it up and everything, and we'll also link the short film Bottle Rocket from Wes Anderson in the video description of this video. And let us know what you thought about Bottle Rocket. If you've seen it, if you liked it, disliked it, let us know in the comments. And please like and subscribe to Saturday Night Popcorn for more kernels like these.